friends, welcome back to Vlogtober. Today we are doing a short but sweet video of Brianna's bookshelf. I have been doing a lot of reading lately, and there have been a couple of books that I have completed recently that I absolutely love and cannot wait to share with you, so they're getting their own dedicated video. These books are books that I found lean right into my desired area of growth with productivity and using my time in the best way possible, and of course goal setting and goal achieving. These two books tap into those topics beautifully, and I highly urge, especially with goal setting season for 2024 right around the corner, and with the holidays coming, everyone's perspectives are just kind of like, everyone, well, maybe not everyone, but I feel like a lot of people are just kind of like sitting back right now and going, what can I change? What changes need to be made? How can I make a better use of my time? I'm not feeling as productive, motivated, whatever the case may be, as I would like to be. What can I shift? These books will help you do just that. The first book I want to share about is Tranquility by Tuesday by Laura Vanderkam. Laura Vanderkam is the author of the book 168 Hours You Have More Time Than You Think, where she takes the concept of the 24-hour day and how we tend to break our days into 24-hour chunks and kind of turns it on our head and go, actually, don't think of things in terms of 24-hour days, but think of them as 168-hour weeks. When you think of time in terms of weeks instead of days, you start to really divide up your time differently and realize that ultimately, even with working a full-time job, sleeping 8 hours a day, making sure that you're working out for, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours a week, all of these things add up, and you discover that you actually still have more time in your day and in your week than you originally thought you did when you thought in a 24-hour time frame. Well, Laura Vanderkam is back again. I guess apparently this book was written about a year ago. I just saw it. It's been a year since Tranquility by Tuesday Instagram post by her, like literally yesterday, I think. And I just got my hands on this book, just found out about it, and I loved it. Everything in this book made me go, I want to implement all of those things right now. It has 9 different Tranquility by Tuesday principles in it that can help you get more out of the time that you have available to you. Some of these things actually help you create more time, and some of these principles teach you how to use your time in a more productive or intentional manner, which I think is absolutely wonderful. A few things you might have heard me say recently on vlogs, live streams, and things of the like that came directly from Tranquility by Tuesday are 3 times a week is a habit. Like, how mind-boggling is that? Completely mind-blowing. We're so busy worrying about perfection and doing it 6 to 7 days a week that we don't stop to consider the fact that 3 times a week is enough to be considered a habit. I don't want to give the entire book away, but a couple of the other principles that really spoke to me was 1 big adventure, 1 small adventure, doing your weekly planning on a Friday, and getting your movement in before 3 p.m. These are just a couple of the principles of Tranquility by Tuesday listed out in the book, but they are all wonderful. And then each principle has its own chapter. And then each chapter has a little additional thing at the end where, like, if you want to do this principle, but then take it a step further. So essentially you almost get 18 new principles that you can apply to your life instead of just the 9 to help you feel more productive, like you're using your time more efficiently and intentionally. It's just a wonderful book. It's not a difficult read, and I highly recommend it, especially for people that don't feel like they are getting the most out of their time, or they don't feel like they have enough time. Because spoiler alert, odds are you probably do have enough time, you're just not using it in the way that you should be. So I definitely recommend checking this book out. The second book I want to share with you, again, if you've been hanging out with me during Vlogtober, you've heard me talk about ad nauseum already, but it deserves its own place, and that is All It Takes Is a Goal by Jon Acuff. Acuff? I can't remember, I don't remember how to pronounce his name, but this guy is fantastic. I don't know, in my immersion of the goal setting YouTube space and the productivity YouTube space, I don't know how I haven't heard of this guy before. Full credit for helping me discover this person and this book goes to Jess from my Patreon community. We talk about goal setting, planners, fitness, health, everything in between. She just randomly posted one day like, hey, this is a great book and this is a great guy if you haven't read this. And I was like, what is this? And I immediately found the audiobook on Scribd and listened to it. And first of all, this man can narrate. You don't even feel like he's reading you a book. You feel like he is having a conversation with you. He is so vocally animated and engaging. If you are an audiobook person, I highly recommend getting the audiobook for any of his stuff. He also has a podcast, just as engaging in his podcast. He's a joy to listen to. But the idea behind this entire book is a different perspective on goal setting. And I actually really loved what he had to say. Again, I'm not going to go into the details of what was in this book because I want you to get the book and read it for yourself. Give the man credit where credit is due. This is an exceptional book to listen to, read, whatever. But he dives into the concepts of there are 3 different types of goals, and you should be using them to create building blocks out of one another. There are easy goals, there are middle goals, and there are guaranteed goals. And the way he just divvies up this information gives me, you know how sometimes you hear the same thing said in multiple different ways by different people, and even though you've heard it a million times, something that someone else says in just a specific way makes it click for you in a way that receiving the information in a different way hasn't before. It's kind of like that. Like, all of the stuff that he says makes a lot of sense, but the way he says it really makes me go, I need to reevaluate my goal setting process. I need to reevaluate how I approach not just like my monthly goals, but my big picture goals as well. And I'm really thankful that I encountered this book and was able to consume it, and will probably consume it again before the 2024 goal setting season happens. I'm just really excited to be able to give a new twist with some different insights and things on my 2024 goals, and it could be a game changer. 10 out of 10 recommend All It Takes Is a Goal by Jon Acuff. And one more book that I'm going to throw in just for funsies because it's right behind me is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, but the illustrated version. Y'all, the illustrated versions, there's special illustrated versions right here. I have my regular Harry Potter books up here, and then I have all of the available illustrated versions down there. The illustrated version of this book is absolutely stunning. It is gorgeous. And I truly feel that if you are a Harry Potter fan, that these are essential collectibles for you. I think they're absolutely beautiful. And so what I've been doing, my community is doing a Harry Potter book club over the next year, and we just had our first meeting for the first book. To do the reread, I decided that I'm going to use the audiobooks because I love the audiobooks narrated by Jim Dale and the illustrated books. And being able to just flip through and see somebody else's artistic interpretation of what is being said in the Harry Potter books, it's just absolutely stunning. The artist is so talented, and it just brings a whole different light and slightly different perspective to what we know because we've all seen the movies. We have tunnel vision when it comes to the Harry Potter books because we all see Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson and Rupert Grint and Alan Rickman and all of the actors. We see the actors who portray these roles in the movies, and we've seen the directors and producers' interpretation of all of the elements of the Harry Potter world in the movies. And then when we reread the books, we translate that visual into the books. And it's just kind of fun to see not only just wicked amounts of talent. I have such a huge appreciation for artistic ability, but to see this individual's interpretation and how it is both similar and completely different from the perspectives that we all have on the Harry Potter books. So if you need something a little special for your Harry Potter fan or for yourself, the illustrated versions are absolutely stunning, and I 10 out of 10 recommend those as well. All right, that's all I have for you. I just had to get the information out there about these 2 books because I firmly believe that as we go into the last quarter of 2023 and into 2024 goal setting season, Tranquility by Tuesday and All It Takes Is a Goal will be really valuable resources for people looking to dive deeper and be a little bit more intentional with their processes as time goes by. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow for more Vlogtober. Bye.